dear student. I hope that you are all doing well. So today's lesson is going to be about the present perfect simple. So let's get started. The present perfect simple is used to connect the past to the present. The time of the action is often specified, and the focus is more on the result rather than the action. So the present perfect simple is used to connect the past and the present, and it refers or it expresses an action that is often unspecified. So our plan will be first we are going through the form, then the uses and examples, and finally exercises. The form. So we are going to use the auxiliary verb have plus the past participle of the main verb. So this is the rule for our tense. So the past participle of regular verbs end in ed. So for regular verbs, the past participle ends in ed. For verbs like walked, played, looked, and watched. But there are lots of irregular verbs. For example, been, verb to be is been, eat, eaten, made, make, made, go, gone, get, got, give, given, read, read, say, said, take, taken. And we have a remark, is a very important remark for the third person. We are going to use has instead of have. So with all the rest of the pronouns, it is have, but with the third person, it is has. That's to say with the he, she, and it. So let's take a look at this table. We have here the positive sentences, negative sentences, and the questions. So I have been to London. So I plus have and been. You have been to London. So you plus have. He, she, and it has been to London. So here is the remark. It's that the verb have changed with the third singular person, with he, she, and it. We have been to London. They have been to London. And you have been to London. So the change occurs only with the he, she, and it. The negative sentence now. I haven't. So have plus not will be haven't. I haven't been to London. You haven't been to London. He, she, it hasn't. Has plus not. It is hasn't, the short form. Hasn't been to London. We haven't been to London. They haven't been to London. You haven't been to London. So with all the verbs here, we notice that we have a short form of the negative. It's have plus not. It became haven't. So we say I haven't been to London. Now questions. We are going to make the inversion of the verb and the subject. So have I been to London? Have you been to London? Has he, she, or it been to London? Have we been to London? Have they been to London? And finally, have you been to London? So this is how it changes with positive sentence, negative sentence, and questions. Then we will move to the next part. Uses and examples. So actions that start in the past and continue to the present. We use this tense with actions that start in the past and continue to the present. So example, I've lived here for 3 years. Life experiences at an unspecified time in the past. For example, I have swum with dolphins. So here it's the short form. I plus have, it becomes I have. Repeated action in an specified time period. I have visited the Eiffel Tower 3 times. Then we have the fourth use, unfinished time, today, this week, this month, this year. For example, I have ridden my bicycle today. I have ridden my bicycle today. Then, a finished action with the present result. I have lost my keys, so I can't open the door. So, a finished action with the present result. So, it is a past action, but the result is present. I have lost my keys, so I can't open the door. Then we have recent past with the words just, recently, already, and yet. Example, I have just spoken to Mark on the phone. Okay, so we have 6 uses of this tense. Now we have a remark or a PS. However, keep in mind that when we give more details in a sentence and explain things like when, who, where, who, and why, we change the tense we use to the past simple. So when we are talking about when we are explaining things like when, who, where, and why, we are going to change the tense to the past simple. Here is an example. Have you ever been to Scotland? Have you ever been to Scotland? Yes, I went there for a week when I was 10 years old. Yes, I went there for a week when I was 10 years old. So here we use the past simple. Exercises. So the verb to forget my book at home. So the rule is the auxiliary of the verb have plus past participle of the main verb. So with I, it's I have. And the past participle of the verb forget is forgotten. I have forgotten my book at home. He, it's have became has. He has. He has, and to lose is the past participle of the verb to lose is lost. So I have lost. He has lost his keys. Sorry. She, not she. So she hasn't. Has plus not. It's hasn't. Hasn't. Sorry for the terrible handwriting. She hasn't seen. The past participle of the verb to see is seen. She hasn't seen her son for a long time. I haven't revised it. So it is I haven't revised here. I haven't revised it. Okay, not revise, it's have plus not haven't plus revise it. The verb to revise is a regular verb, so it ends with the ed. The child, so the child he, so has, it's has the verb to break, and the past participle of the verb to break is broken. So the child has broken. Broken a cup. The child has broken a cup. Fatty, he. So hasn't. We have not, it's negative, plus call. So have plus not, it's haven't. So haven't. haven't called. The verb to call is regular, so it ends with ed. Hasn't called. And be careful for the irregular verbs, we have to learn them by heart. Okay? So that's all for today's lesson. Thank you for your attention and see you in the next lesson.